All right, Miss Anita, you're not going to be able to see her face. It's not a Zoom. This is just a recording. So, Miss Anita, I'm here with my classroom today. Everybody say hi, Miss Anita.
Hi.
Okay, so I've been having some technical difficulties with my video, so I had to record you from a different spot, Miss Anita. I'm going to have you back here. Hopefully, you can pick up my voice from this distance. I'm going to have to go behind my desk and a whole bunch of other stuff, so here goes nothing, guys. So, I'll grab my ball real quick. Can I please get everyone to go ahead and stand up and stand around the room? We're going to do some fluency work. Make sure we're not dancing in front of the camera. Okay, as much fun as that may be, I need to make sure that I'm heard and that I'm seen. So, I have all my friends standing around the room. First things first, guys, we see this up here. And we see some new words that we haven't started with yet, right? We're getting into multiplication now, and we like to start with multiplication by understanding area and perimeter. Can someone raise their hand and tell me what area is? Miss Blake.
The value inside of the square.
The value inside of the square or rectangle or any given space. Absolutely right.
The area for that sphere would be.
I like that. I like you're thinking ahead of it, but we're not there quite yet. So area is the area inside of a square, right? What is perimeter, Miss Aubrey? Oh, that's all right. That's a good shake. It bounced off you. Chase it down. All right, Miss Aubrey, what is perimeter? The outside, right? So we understand that area is the inside, perimeter is the outside. Perfect, Miss Aubrey. Fantastic pass. So, when we have that, we understand area inside, perimeter outside. Can I have a friend read me this question on the board? All right, we're going to be answering some questions pretty quick. Miss Carter. What's that say?
What is the length of the longest side?
What is the length of the longest side? Who's got that for me? Miss Izzy. 5. Fantastic. We know that when we see these boxes, these are units, right? You guys had plenty of work with boxes. We know that the length of that side is 5 units. We don't have inches or feet yet, right? It's just 5 units. So that's the length of the longest side. We come back behind the computer. Someone tell me the length of the opposite side. If the top long side is 5, what's the bottom long side? Miss Abigail. 5. Absolutely right. We know that there's going to be some similarities, right? If we have a nice rectangular square, one side is going to be the same length as the opposite side. What is the sum of the rectangle's 2 longest sides? Crosby. 10. Perfect. We keep going. 5 plus 5 is 10. What is the length of the shortest side? Miss Chloe. Good grab. 2. Fantastic. I'm going to be moving back and forth, guys. We're making this quick. What is the length of the unknown side? So it would be the other side. So we've already said that this is 5. This is 5. This is 2. What is the length of the unknown side? Miss Cassidy. Oh, go ahead. Thank you for helping out. Miss Izzy. What's the length of the unknown side? If this is 5, this is 5. We said this is 2. What's the length of the unknown side? 2. Absolutely right, Miss Cassidy. Yeah. It's okay to be confident, be a little bit louder. So, what is the sum of the rectangle's 2 shortest sides? Easton. What is the length of the rectangle's 2 shortest sides? 2 and 2 is 4. Ooh. Moving forward, guys. We're making quick work of this. Now, we just did all that work. What's the perimeter? Right? We have identified the length of every single side, so we know we can get the perimeter. What is the perimeter? Henry?
10.
Ooh, not 10. 10 would be our top and our bottom. we gotta have the two other sides, right? Not 7. So I like where you're going. You're slowly amping. So you gave me top and a bottom. You gave me a top and a side. We need top, bottom, side, and side. 14. Perfect. Good job, Henry. So we keep going. How many square units are in one row? Do we know what a row is? First, I want someone to identify a row. Is row up and down? No. Row is what? Side to side. So, how many square units in one row, Crosby? 5. 5 square units. Gonna keep it moving. Keep it moving. How many rows of 5 units are there? How many rows, Miss Aubrey? Good grab. 2. Perfect. Keep it going. Let's find how many square units there are in the rectangle, counting by 5s. Miss Tessa, counting by 5s. 5, 10. Easy peasy. So we know that this rectangle is how many square units, or our area. What is it, Mr. Crosby? 10 what? 10 square units. Perfection, guys. See how quickly we're burning through these? Now, we're going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay? What is the length of the longest side? Haven, what's the length of the longest side, sir?
4.
4. Yeah. Longest side is 4. These are going to be quick questions, guys. What about the length of the opposite side? Mr. Tim, come your way. So the way we're doing this, we said that the length of the longest side is 4. Now we're asking for the opposite side. How long is that? 4. Perfect. Good job, Tim. We keep it going, guys. You guys are doing great. So, what is the sum of the rectangle's 2 longest sides? Make sure you're hopping off that. Miss Abigail, and it's all you. Miss Abigail, what's the length of the 2 longest sides? 8. Still going, guys. We're still moving. What is the length of the shortest side? Miss Blake? 3. Go to the next one. What is the length of the unknown side? So we have 4 on top, 4 on bottom, 3 on the side. What is the length of the other side? Miss Honor. So, good snack. Take your time. Take your time. So, Miss Honor, we have 4 on top. We have 4 on bottom. We have 3 on the side. What is the length of our unknown side?
3.
Perfect. Good toss. So, we keep going, guys. We're starting to slowly understand that in order to do the perimeter, we're adding up all of our sides, areas, everything inside. So, what is the sum of the rectangle's 2 shortest sides? Isaac. So, what is the sum of the rectangle's 2 shortest sides? So we have 3 plus 3. 6. Perfect. All right, guys. I think everybody's pressed the ball so far. Fantastic. What is the perimeter? I want to wait till I see a couple of hands up. All right, guys. I see that. I want to see some confidence. We know we're adding up everything around the sides. We identified the length of every side, so we should be able to add to get the perimeter. Mr. Carter, what's our perimeter?
14.
14. We know that it's 4 plus 4, which is 8. 3 plus 3, which is 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. We keep going. All right. How many square units in one row? Miss Chloe?
4.
4? Absolutely. We have one row right here. 1, 2, 3 rows. How many are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job, Miss Chloe. All right, guys. So we're gonna do a lightning round. I'm gonna set the ball down real quick because we're gonna burn through these super fast. So how many rows of 4 units are there, Miss Aubrey? I'm gonna set the ball down real quick. It's just gonna be lightning round. 3. We go on to the next one. Let's find how many square units there are in the rectangle, counting by 4s. Crosby. Perfect. 12. What is the area? Tessa. Not 16. 12. 12 what? 12 square units. Now we got one more, guys. Again, lightning round. We're going to be doing this quick. What is the length of the longest side, Miss Abigail? 7. We keep going. What is the length of the opposite side? Izzy.
7.
We keep going. What is the sum of the rectangle's 2 longest sides? Blake.
3.
No.
You got too excited.
14.
14. Fantastic, Miss Blake. What is the length of the shortest side? Tessa.
3.
3. What is the length of the unknown side? Cassidy. We have 7 on one side, 7 on the other, 3 on top, 3. Perfect. What is the sum of the rectangle's 2 shortest sides? Aubrey. 3 plus 3. 6. Fantastic, Miss Aubrey. All right. What is the perimeter? Tessa.
7.
So 7 plus 3
Plus 2.
is 10, plus 7 plus 3.
Oh.
Izzy.
20.
20. So very close, Miss Tessa. Very close. All right. Now, how many square units in a row? Crosby. Remember row. 3. How many rows of 3 units are there? Carter.
Oh,
7. Let's find how many square units there are in the rectangle counting by 3s. Let's all do this so we know we're skip counting by 3s. So we got, well, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Perfect. We all stopped at 21 too. Fantastic. We know it is 21 what? Square units. Thank you, Miss Tessa. So, now, what I want everyone to do, I want everyone to head back to your seats, get out whiteboards, markers, and erasers. So, Miss Anita, I'm doing a whole bunch of walking around because my controller died. I got to go back behind my computer and then back in front of the class and pass and stuff like that. So that's why you might not see me from time to time. All right, guys. These are going to be some quick multiplication questions, making sure that we're familiar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask everybody the question. I want you to write down the answer, okay? Remember, these are going to be quick multiplication, okay? So, first one, can somebody please read to me that question? Ms. Blake. Equals what, right? It says say the complete multiplication equation and then give you the answer. What is the answer? Ms. Cassie, 1. Now that we've seen that, the next screen that we get to, I'm going to read the equation. I want everyone to write the equation down and give me the answer. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. All right, I'm going to read the equation. I want you guys to write it down and give me the answer. So, 2 times 2 equals what? Quickly write down the equation also, Miss Izzy. I like that. So, once you get it, I want you to raise your hand. Miss Chloe, what's the answer? 4. Absolutely. Go ahead and erase that one. Make sure we're sticking along, okay, guys, because it's going to get a little tougher. All right, next one. We got, oops, so now we're calling out numbers. You ready? 10. Now I'm going to call out a number. You say the answer when it's multiplied by itself. So if I say 10, you multiply 10 by itself. 10 times 10 is, go ahead, write it down. Write it down. 10 times 10 is, show me with your board. Show me with your board. I like it. Yep. There we go. That happens. All right, go ahead and erase that one, guys. I saw that. 10 times 10 is 100. So go ahead and erase that one, guys. We're going to move on to the next number. 5. We know we got 5 times 5 is, I like it, yep. So I like my friends that are continuing to add the equation. 5 times 5, that'd be 5 plus 5, Miss Izzy. I like that though. I like where your head's at. That's quick math, but we want to make sure we're multiplying. Yes. Yes. So what would it be instead, Miss Izzy? 5, 10, 15, 20. Perfect. Fantastic, guys. All right. Go ahead and erase that one. Next one. 3. 3 times itself would be. I'm checking it out. Make sure we put that equation down too. Part of this is making sure we're putting down the equation. I like it. Those are right answers, but I want to see the whole equation, Mr. Haven. I like it. 3 times 3 is 9. Perfect. I saw a whole lot of 9s, guys. All right, on to the next one. Remember, this is the lightning round, guys. 6. 6 times 6 is. I like it. Yes. 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 Ooh, very close, Miss Chloe. So I like that. So I know 6s and 7s, that's where it starts getting a little tricky. Perfect. There we go. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Perfect, guys. Go ahead and erase that one. 8. 8 times 8. Yep. Yep. I know sometimes if it gets stuck in your head, make sure you skip counting. Yes. Ooh, not quite. That would have been 9 times 9. Try again though, Miss Izzy. Yes. Yes. Yep. I like it. Perfect. Looking good, guys. Yes. Fantastic. Good adjustment, Miss Izzy. Good job, each.
I thought of 9 times 8.
And that happens, but that's why we practice, guys.
I thought of 9 times 8 and I was minus 8.
4. Go ahead and erase that whiteboard. Now it's 4. 4 times 4. Yes. Yes. Ooh, 4 times 4. Very close.
44.
Good change, Miss Tessa. Yes. Yes. Good job, guys. I think we have 1 or 2 more. 7. 7 times itself.
No one knows this.
9 6s and 7s. I know they get tough. Yes. Make sure we're taking our time. Think about it. So for friends, because I know the 6s and 7s are very close, Miss Izzy, not quite. Okay, I want everyone to set that one down. I want to skip count 7 7s. You guys ready? On the count of 3, we're all going to skip count to 7 7s. 1, 2, 3. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. Perfect, guys. Go ahead and erase those. I think this is the last one. 9 times 9. I know I got a lot of experts in this. Yep. That's what I thought. Yep. Yep. 9s. 9s are your friend. Yes. 81.
Yeah,
Ooh, close.
I don't have any other facts.
Yes.
I don't have any. I don't have
Okay.
another fact.
Make sure we're picking that up, Mr. Henry. So,
Mine's on my basket.
now we can settle down a little bit. Go ahead and erase those. Now we're going to start doing some other work. Okay? I'm not worried about the counting by 3s. We're going to skip ahead real quick. I think we got those pretty good. So, we're going to do, where was it? Finding the unknown factor. So, on your personal whiteboards, write the unknown factor. So if you got 3 times what equals 12? This is where we need to be comfortable about figuring out how to answer this. Perfect. Friends, that's all right. So there's no rush, Miss Tessa. So friends that get stuck or confused on this part, this is where I'm gonna want to slow down a little bit. So when we get an equation that has an unknown factor, we've been given the answer 12. We want to know just how many times 3 can go into 12. So if I ever get confused, I would simply ask myself, I would want to skip count to 12 by threes. 3, 6, 9, 12. 4, right? Fantastic. That is how we're going to be able to figure out missing factors or unknown factors. We move on to the next one, guys. They give us the answer at 4. What about this one? Might seem a little silly that I asked this, but it's important that we understand how these equations work.
Oh.
Absolutely, yep. Don't let it trick you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mr. Jacob, make sure you're keeping your hands to yourself, sir. So, perfect. Go ahead and set those down, guys. We understand 4 times what equals 12. We had to know how many times 4 goes into 12. We skip count, keeping track of how many 4s we need. 4, 8, 12. 3 times, guys. You guys did that perfectly. A little bit bigger number. 3 times what equals 24? Again, you can always skip count. I want everyone to stop. Go ahead and put markers down. I like where everyone's at. I want to skip count by 3s to 24 with you guys. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 6, 9, 12.
15, 18, 21, 20.
Stop. 24. How many did you get? 8.
Oh, that's
Whenever we get stuck on an unknown factor, and we can't think it, we need that extra practice with our multiples of 3 or 4 or 9.
That was the hardest one.
Skip counting is always a tool that you guys can use, right, Mr. Carter? I encourage you to use it, which is why I like you guys having your whiteboards out right now. We know that 3 times 8, because we skip counted, equals 24. Go ahead and erase that. We're going to do one more, guys.
Hey, it's easy.
6 times what equals 12? We're going to ask ourselves, well, how many times can 6 go into 12? How many times, Mr. Crosby? 2, right? We know, oh, not 6. Remember, I know when we start getting really, really fast, some friends trip themselves up when we start adding instead of multiplying. It would be 6 times what, Miss Cassidy? How many 6s do you need to get to 12? 2. Absolutely right. So we know 6 times 2. Very good job, Mr. Haven. All right, guys, go ahead and erase those whiteboards. I'm going to move on a little bit farther down the road. Time for some concept. Here we go. This is the name of the game. So today, you'll notice that we started talking about area and perimeter. I'm going to get rid of that little screen on there. Today we started talking about area and perimeter. And today's target is being able to identify the area and perimeter of a given rectangle. Now, I'm not so worried about this right here. But what I want you to understand is when they're not giving us specific units, what they're going to do is they're going to show this shape on grid paper, right? Even if we didn't have the number 4 here, because they tell us that this is 4 units, we can simply count. Mr. Easton, could you stand up for me and come up here? Yeah. You can just have Easton do your work for you. So, Mr. Easton, when you come up here, I want you to count how many units are in each row. How many would be in one row? 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead, have a seat, sir. I want someone to come up here and tell me how many would be in a column or the long. Mr. Henry, come on up here, point to them, and count them for me. 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go ahead, have a seat, Mr. Henry. Fantastic. Now, we're going to go to the very next slide. If we have a rectangle with length of 7 and width of 4, how do we solve for the perimeter? How do we solve for the perimeter, guys? They've given us all the numbers we need to know. And as long as we understand the rules to find perimeter. What I want someone to do is I want someone to come up here and write down the sides of our unknown sides. Mr. Crosby, you're dancing over there. You look like you want to come put those down. Once we understand the lengths of the unknown sides, we can easily identify perimeter. Four units and 7 units. Now, if I told you that now we have all the numbers we could possibly need in order to find area and perimeter. When we want to find area, we want to use a specific formula. Does anybody know what that formula is? You feel confident? Ms. Blake, if you could please come up here and write that formula down for me. I don't want you to put the numbers in it just yet, but what is the formula? Area equals what? Do you remember? That was perfect. So, she put L and W. What does that stand for? Miss Tessa? Huh? But what does that stand for? That's what I'm looking for. So, Mr. Carter, what does L and W stand for? Length times width. Now, Miss Tessa, since it sounds like you have the other right answers, Miss Tessa, if we were to find out the area, what would we put in place of that length and that width? Could you please come up here and put that down for me? 7 times 4. Which equals what? We know when we get this. If we were unsure, we could simply count up the units. But I want to make sure that we're practicing good multiplication, guys. When we get 7 times 4, could someone please come up here and put my answer? I said 7 times 4 equals what? Now, I want you to do one thing for me. Do you know what that is? It's 28 what? 50 area. What are we going to add to that? Units. I like that. Now, there is one other thing that she's missing. Can you think of it before I let it print out? You're just missing one thing, and it's only specific to area because we're multiplying. You want to call in a friend to help you out? Carter. What is she missing, Carter? What is she missing? Yep, that is. So, that's all you're missing. So it's units squared. I'm going to make a little adjustment so we know it's all one together. So we know it's 28 units squared or square units. Okay? That's perfect. Now, area equals length times width. We put in our length and our width. But now when we get to perimeter, that formula can look a little different. In fact, for the formula of perimeter, there's a couple ways that we can write that. Does anyone want to come try and write down the formula for that? You had my area, right? I'm going to have someone else do my perimeter. Mr. Henry, I saw the hand go up super fast. Mr. Henry, I'd like you to come up here and put down the formula for perimeter. Because after this, once we solve this, we're going to move on to our problem set. I don't want you to do the numbers, I want you to do the formula first. So there's a couple ways you can put it. Length times width times length times So, you've got one thing for right down here that I absolutely love. You need to have 2 lengths and 2 widths. But you couldn't multiply all that together. That would be huge. So, can I make that change? Plus, and plus. That was perfect. Thank you very much. So, perimeter is length plus width plus length plus width. We need to add up all the sides around our rectangle to get our perimeter. It can be done like this. It can also be done like this. Perimeter equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. Either way, it's the same exact thing. I just like my friends getting comfortable with multiplication. Both are the exact same formula. Okay? When we get that, can I please have someone put the correct numbers in my formula to solve it? Is that okay? So we're putting our correct numbers in a formula to solve it. All right, Miss Abigail. So what numbers are we going to put in there to solve for our perimeter? We got length plus width plus length plus width. Or you can just do 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. What numbers are you going to put in Miss Abigail? Can I point you in the right direction? What's the size of our length? What is it? 7. So go to the 7. And then Mr. Henry did this. Plus what? What's the size of our width? Plus 4 plus 7 plus 4. That was perfect. Okay, thank you. Now I just need someone else to come up here and put the correct answer. Miss Aubrey, I haven't had you over yet. Miss Aubrey. So, Miss Aubrey, 7 plus 4 plus 7 plus 4. What do we have? Take your time. If you need to set up a stack and time, you're more than welcome to. Plus 4 plus 7. That's totally fine. Plus 4. Does that make it easier for you? Do you see it like that? Okay. And take your time. 14. Beautiful. And then 14 plus 8. Equals 22 what, Miss Aubrey? Not square units. Perimeter, you're just getting the length. So it is just 22 units. When we do the area, we must add square units because we multiply. Alright guys. That's it. You guys, it sounds like you guys, raise your hand if this is the first time you guys have ever worked with area and perimeter. First time? So you've all seen this before because you guys operated like you're pros. You guys all knew this. You remember the formulas. Tomorrow we're going to create an anchor chart so that we have these nice kind reminders of these formulas helping us identify and reminding us to make sure that we put the correct units for perimeter and the correct units for area. So I hope, I'm going to talk to Miss Anita real quick. Miss Anita, I hope that I was loud enough. I apologize if all my friends weren't loud enough. I had to put it in a different spot like I said. I'm about 35 minutes. What we're going to do is we're going to transition to our problem set, and I'm going to be walking around the classroom where you might lose me a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. Everyone say, have a great day, Miss Anita. Have a great day. All right. Thank you for everything, and I look forward to talking to you. Bye.